you were a man today, in today's generation, do you think things would be different?
You know, Taylor Swift also sings it. If I was a man, no one would question how I reached my position.
It also happens in content creation because I make funny content and the comments that I get is you look pretty, that's why you're getting you're not talented, you're not funny.
I think a lot of marriages are not working out because women are not going to tolerate zero tolerance for bullshit, zero tolerance for any kind of man trying to act smarter. I mean, we want a partner.
Casual relationship, becoming pregnant, coming for abortion, was scary, and even it is today.
Hey you, welcome to Rawr with Sneha. If you're new out here, let me tell you, Rawr is a space created with love. We have a very special episode today, but before going ahead, please go hit the subscribe button because that helps us roar even louder. Today is a day where we are celebrating the beauty and the beast that lies within a woman. On this special occasion of Women's Day, we have a diverse group of women from different backgrounds and different generations gathered out here to talk about love, life and everything in between. Hello ladies. Yeah. Happy Women's Day to each one of you out here. And thank you for being on Rawr. And I would like each one of you to introduce yourself to our followers.
I'm Dr. Sunita Tadulwadkar. I'm a gynae endoscopist and IVF consultant practicing in the city of Pune. I head the OBGY department of Ruby Hall Clinic. I also head the IVF department of Ruby Hall Clinic.
Hi, I'm Pooja Misal. I'm the founder of the SMAF's BRIC group of institutes. And I'm also a founder and CEO of BRIC ETC, which is an online platform which works as a bridge for young students from their curiosity to career or passion to profession.
Hi guys, my name is Priya Haridas and I wish to be like them. But I am an entrepreneur and a fashion, beauty and lifestyle influencer.
Hi, I'm Sakshi, I'm a content creator. So I've completed my engineering but my passion is into making content and I make funny, relatable reels. My goal is to, make people feel like you're not the only one or you're also going through the same things. And I also want to make a little difference through my content. So let's see how my journey goes.
Now that we are here for Women's Day, what do you love about being a woman?
I think, women are inherently multitaskers. So if we decide on doing something, we will be able to gather all our energies together and execute it. So that multitasking ability really helps. And we are also very resilient. So that is also something that I love being a woman for.
Yeah, true.
I love that you can be soft and strong at the same time. Yeah. Like you can feel pretty, but you can also feel like you can do anything. So I love that.
I think for me, being a woman is just being extremely powerful. The fact that we can reproduce, nurture, love, all these things, I don't think anybody, not anybody else, but any man could do as much as a woman can. So for me, being powerful, nurturing and extremely sensitive.
I like the fact that you said that we can reproduce. I think that's one quality that a woman is gifted, like it's a superpower.
We are absolutely softest, most emotional, multitasking, every one of us in our career. I really feel even the ages before, the women, they were multitasking at home. They were doing multitasking though they were a housewife. So this is an inbuilt quality of ours that we are the best in what we do.
Yeah, but then there's always this whole fight that, a man and a woman, like, we are fighting for equal rights. Like we have these people talking about feminism, people talking about so much on the internet that, women should be given equal rights. Do you all think a man and a woman can be equal?
So see, what is equality? I think there's a lot of dissonance in understanding what we mean by equality. Feminism has been given a very negative connotation. Feminism just means being equal human. So even men should be feminists actually, but it just becomes like a very bad label for women who stand up for their own rights. Yeah. So definitely equal rights, we are asking about human rights. We are asking about equal opportunities. So yeah, definitely, like, it is possible because whatever we are living is all man-made. These are man-made rules, man-made rules. So the moment you involve more women making these, rules at a higher level, yes, definitely it is possible to get equal rights.
Actually, it is possible, but unfortunately, if you go in a little minute detail, you will always find that there is a main dominance in every society, in every organization, and in every country. Communities from east and west and from everything, and there is a male dominance, whatever you deny
Absolutely,
to. Means
absolutely.
we celebrate 8th March as a Women's Day.
I don't like
It's a painful thing.
Yeah, it's very bad.
But I think the reason we're fighting for it is because there has been a lot of male dominance, right? That's why we're still.
That's why we're still fighting. I actually, every Man's Day, which happens in November, I make it a point to post something on that date particularly because you know what? Equality.
Yeah, I think, of course, man and woman are not same. I mean, biologically, there is a difference. Again, we have the superpower to reproduce. But then, I mean, human rights, cerebral rights, opportunities that we get, I think that we should have those rights, right? Just because maybe a woman might go on a maternity leave, that shouldn't reduce her opportunities or, give another man, rather take him क्योंकि ये 9 महीने की छुट्टी पे तो नहीं जाएगा. So that's not fair, right? So.
But do you think that if you were like as she said, she doesn't like celebrating Women's Day. Do you all also feel the same, that there's no one day and it shouldn't be like?
I celebrate everything on my social media.
Celebrating yourself is great. Yeah, it's great to celebrate, but I'm saying like, that's the only time where everyone hypes up.
Yeah.
But that's not needed. Unfortunately, like even this whole equal pay and everything, it comes to a woman after she proves herself again and again and again and again. Unfortunately, a man just has to be there and then get that opportunity. That is where, where we say that, yeah, equality, that is where we are looking for. That don't assume that if a woman is successful in something, they always find a reason कि हाँ अरे नहीं ऐसे घर पे इतना है इसलिए ऐसा है.
What she just spoke before we were actually started our shoot was very important. The woman is first seen, then they approve her get up, her dressing and everything, and then they will hear whether she is speaking with some sense.
Yeah, they'll decide
and
later.
It's reverse in a male. Whatever said it is, they will hear the male and then they will judge or not is different.
It also happens in content creation because I make funny content and the comments that I get is, you look pretty, that's why you're not talented, you're not funny, you're just getting it's very annoying. Like if a guy is making comedy videos, he's talented, he's hardworking. But if a girl is making most of the comments are, you just look nice, people like to look at you. Or the comments also, if I make a whole skit of 1 minute, I'll get a comment, oh, you're looking pretty. I want to be appreciated for my content or for my talent, and I think.
But no harm in taking those compliments also. I think it's amazing to be pretty. Of course.
They will come.
Yeah.
They will flow.
They will, yeah. But like I said, like, you probably have to prove yourself 50 times over what a man would have to and then get that appreciation in that category. But it's fine. We are fighting a good
I am
fight.
a surgeon for last 32 years. I am practicing. I remember initial 1 decade. I was the only female endoscopic surgeon who used to operate in the conferences and the workshops and all. Now at least 30% are the female and 70% are the male. Do you think they were not great endoscopic female surgeon before? Or they were not given an opportunity to operate?
Yeah.
So tell me, I have a question for you. Now that you're on a senior position in your field, do you give opportunity to a female or do you look at it as a threat to your position? How does that work?
I give the opportunity to all youngsters who have a talent. See, you can't be insecure. जो आपके हाथ में है ना वो लेके नहीं जाएगा. And when you will become, that I'm not bothered, I'm not insecure when you are full with your plate.
But I like the fact that she said ki, for a woman what happens is the talent becomes secondary and there are so many other things that overshadows it. And do you guys think that if you were a man today, in today's generation, do you think things would be different in your perspective careers?
Oh, for sure. You know, Taylor Swift also sings it. If I was a man, no one would question how I reached my position. You know, like, yeah, of course it would make a lot of difference.
I don't want to think also even in my dream that I am a male. I
No, I can
just
think of it.
love being a female. I love everything. I love the advantage.
No, I'm not
I
saying
love
I don't
the way
love
we
being
get
a woman. I
chance.
love it.
No, but she's saying that being a man would have been.
No, opportunities work-wise would have opened up a lot more. I know that, I see that, I experience that. You know, so let's say you're a doctor, so yours is with your hands, right? I don't have anything to show with my hands.
With the skills.
Yeah, with my skills. Yes, of course, people can see that I've built something, it's there, it's doing well, but they can associate a lot of other factors to it. आप जब अंदर होते हो तो सिर्फ आप होते हो. So I can completely understand where you're coming from. But
No,
I
the thing
definitely
is, now
see
my
that.
field is a gynae. If you see the whole one community, for example, Mohammedan community, they don't go to the male gynecologist.
Yeah.
So males are a disadvantage
Correct.
in my
Yes,
community.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Than
In my case of fashion travel, I think it works really well for me being a woman. So I've never even thought of it that way. Also, the businesses that I've ever put my foot into, be it fashion clothing, a salon. So for me, I think being a woman has just been it. Like, I don't think I don't think I've ever imagined if I was a guy, would my salon do better? Nah, not even thought of it. I think I'm very. Yeah.
चार कलर के शर्ट्स एंड चार कलर के पैंट्स, दैट्स इट.
मैम अभी आपने देखा नहीं है फिर क्या हो रहा है दुनिया में. Now even guys are getting their nails done, which is fine, guys.
Yeah, I think her question was, do you see a difference? Not do you want to be a man? No, Baba, मुझे woman ही रहना है भाई.
I am in this whole process of an arranged marriage, you know, where I'm seeing guys, and I also feel that कि when in India, particularly, आपका your relevance is to do with your marriage. You know, yeah. So, do you guys think the same? Like, you know, तब तक लड़की कुछ नहीं करिए, पहले तू शादी कर ले, पहले तू settle हो जा.
So I will tell you, until you reach your 30s, because all your friends are getting married, they're settling down, there is a very underlying pressure that especially girls feel. Like that, you know, towards the end of your 20s is the maximum pressure where you feel like अरे इसकी शादी अभी तक क्यों नहीं हुई है, and that is still there. Unfortunately, it is still there, where you feel like no matter what you're doing, ये सब तो ठीक है पर settle कब कर रही हो. That is a very very you know, derogatory statement and question that gets asked to girls, no matter which strata of the society you're from.
But
I was also
it's
subjected
the same
to
with
it.
the boys as well.
Boys
darling.
थोड़ा सा कम है because now their age group has increased about 30. But 30 के बाद girls are not really, you know, pressure ज़्यादा होता है. So yeah, no matter what you're doing in your career तो होते रहता है. What about this is always a question. A lot of people give into that pressure also. I also did at the point and realized that it's not for me. You know, so that was also something that, like, it's from my own experience that I can say that that is still there in our society. It is changing where the girls are feeling it that no, I don't need to, like, what is this? But there is still a society.
The parents
family.
will definitely.
My grandparents, they are like, you know, a marriage will complete you, but I totally deny the fact that it will complete me. When I'll be in love, I'll obviously get married. I would love the idea of, you know, the being married and being a nice wife. But I don't feel it will complete me. I'm incomplete without it. So I don't agree with the fact that, you know, you'll only be life तभी फॉर्म में आती है. हाँ, जब you'll get married and you'll have a kid. I think it will have its own timing. जब होगा तब होगा अच्छे से. But I don't want to run into it कि अभी होना ही चाहिए before 30.
No, there are many factors to it. We don't blame the society or the elders, but things are changing for the younger generation and priorities are shifting, which should be okay because it finally should be your choice. You know, like getting married when you want to really. It's beautiful. It would be amazing if you get that kind of a life and you live your life together with your partner the way you intended to.
I think in my case, it was very simple. I wasn't pressurized or anything. I got married and I was very happy. I had very supportive family, in-laws, everything. But it's just that it didn't work out. And now I only tell my friends, and I'm not like, it wasn't like my friends were getting married, so I got married. I got married because I wanted to, I was in love. But I eventually, as it didn't work out, I think the only thing I tell people now is, it's not any age number or anything of that sort. You know, when you feel right, you are going to get married. But I would suggest, as a woman to another woman, just wait till you turn 30, because I know the biological clock messes up here and there, and that's the only worry we have. We were talking about it before also. That's the only worry we have. But otherwise, I think women, for some reason, mentally, physically, financially, in a lot of ways, just there is a difference once you turn 30. You know, I'm just saying age is a number, but it just changes. I don't know what happens to you. You suddenly just, पता नहीं नाप तोल के कुछ सही नहीं लगता, and you know, it's.
You realize your value.
And you also stop caring about what people think.
Yeah,
after.
there's a
I
different
feel like.
realization. Like, trust me, there's a different. Like, suddenly I was just like, I don't want this. This is not right. This is not. This is how my life is good. There's a lot of clarity. Yeah. I don't know if it was 30 for me or what, but there was just so much clarity, and I was like, you know what? So I just tell girls, just wait a little bit.
Adjustment has become a little less
Yeah.
because they are financially independent and opinionated, and it's very important for the boys and the families to understand, to give a freedom of a space, freedom of thinking, freedom of finances, then the things will become more.
Also, you know, they're used to something which was very different. Women who are not very opinionated. So can't really blame them. It's us who have to make that difference. Like, we'll have to go and let them know, hey, you know what? I do want to talk about finances in the family. We're going to make the changes, because unfortunately, my mom and dad wouldn't understand it at that level. Kal mere ghar mein bahu aayegi, so I don't think my parents would understand. It's me and that bahu who will try to make them understand that, hey, you know what? We have an opinion now. Because earlier it wasn't like that. Now they're used to wo aayegi.
But you know, she said something like they should be able to give that freedom. It's not theirs to give. That is something that the family and the boys should understand to begin. That's where we go back to like equal, that equality that we want. It's like, we are not trying to control the boy or the family. Don't do that to us either. You know, that is when.
No, but I also feel that financial independence, when you start becoming financially independent, I think you have a voice to sort of put up also of what you want and what you don't want.
That's the reason why women were not allowed to work and earn in years, you know, so many years. Because of this, so that there could be
They
certain
remain
level of
under.
control over them. Because the moment you give them financial independence, they get that kind of clarity and self-worth, which becomes very difficult to.
Which is what is happening now, right? Like, I think a lot of marriages are not working out because women are not going to tolerate. Zero tolerance for bullshit. Zero tolerance for any kind of man trying to act smarter. I mean, we want a partner, and that's about it. We don't want to mother someone, nor do we want to be submissive to someone. You know, it's an equal thing, and there is, I think women have become opinionated, financially independent, so there is absolutely no ways that, you know, they're going to act submissive or be like, okay, jaise aapne bola, aap lead karo. No, we can both do everything together.
But I feel like it's really sad. Abhi bhi, women have to quit their job after getting married a lot of times, no matter what we like speak about feminism. But we have to, क्योंकि एक point पे baby and ये, so I see it in my own family, and I think it's very sad because I see the women in my family, they are more capable, they're intelligent than the guys. I mean, hey, experience, but still they have to quit.
They have to take a back seat somewhere or the other when you have to.
So I think it's really sad that you have to quit your own identity.
Yeah, I think I know somebody who asked the guy that if we are getting married, he's abroad, why don't you shift back to India?
Yeah, exactly.
Because why am I supposed to shift if I have a better job? Why don't you come down? And I don't know how many men would be okay doing that or would be okay changing their houses for a woman. And I think it's just
Their family.
Yeah, even their families.
Fortunately, I know some guys like that who have done that. I feel sometimes ये feminism भी ना बहुत push कर देते. They make it toxic, yeah, because you know, yeah, anything and everything, you can't just always stand up against the norms. Now, sometimes if the guy is doing better, I mean, why would you think of moving? Because probably there's a better life there. If it's the woman, the woman. If it's the man, the man. I think sometimes we also push it, yeah.
I see people who are at 22, 23 also getting married. कि जल्दी कोई मिल रहा है तो कर दो. And I'm seeing so many Gen Zs also getting married. And here I'm at 31 still trying to figure out, you know, who's the right one for me. And sometimes I think you'll never get to know, you know, who's the right one sort of a thing. But do you guys think there is an age to get married? Like, you know, that particular age, किसी के पास कोई experience?
मेरे experience के हिसाब से थोड़ा wait कर लो and just wait till you turn 30. Uske baad ladka ladki whatever. I mean, yeah. Just wait till 30, I feel.
I think when you feel ready, you should just go for it.
You should just go for it.
Actually, you know what? I do understand all that. I do understand the before generation, our generation, the present generation. But at the same time, the science, the hormones of the body, they are equally important. You know, marrying at right time. Today, no one is getting married, but 99% are having premarital sex. That's a need of the body. You understand, their hormones are producing. So there are many pros and cons of early marriage and late marriages as well. More than when one get to marry, one should plan. She said biological clock is ticking, which is such a important issue. Today, it's not only, see, when we were studying 40 years ago, we were not experiencing so many people or the woman coming with the decreased fertility.
Yeah.
Okay. As the age advances, the fertility decreases. The healthy egg quality goes down. The number of eggs go down. And that's where at 40s you may have a problem. But today around 15% of the women, even at the age of 30, are seeing a decreasing reservoir. And it is so scary. We don't know whether it is a pollution, whether it is the chemicals on the food, the lifestyle, the electromagnetic waves from your mobile, laptop, smoking, drug, alcohol, obesity, stress, so many factors. But my one request to all, since many will be watching this video, one very important thing is, you know, today you may not feel that I want to become a mother, but that's a natural instinct for every woman or every girl when they will become at that age. So at least you freeze out your eggs. 10 years ago, any girl coming to me at 30, I want to freeze my eggs, I used to say, okay, you have a good reserve, not to worry, wait for another 2-3 years. If you get married, you may conceive naturally. And at 35, we were happy to freeze your egg. Today, at 35, there may not be eggs.
Yeah.
So, we suggest at 30, you freeze your eggs.
Yeah.
Now, if you get married, you plan pregnancy. If you conceive, fantastic. If you don't conceive, you have a backlog here.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry with, because you have a backup. It's mentally also not stressful to you, and you can plan out so easily.
So you say you should freeze your eggs if you want to have
At 30s.
at 30s.
Younger age, the younger egg quality, better egg quality,
Yeah.
less number of eggs are needed. At 35, if I'm taking out 8 eggs, it's no use.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
might
sure
not be
whether I'll
viable.
be able to give you pregnancy. But, so they have to do repeated egg freezing. At 30, in one go, I got 15 eggs, probably they are enough.
But I've also heard that the whole process is very painful for the female
See,
in general.
there is, if no pain, no gain. Unfortunately, you want to plan your family at a later age group. You want to focus on your career. You want to wait for the right guy or the right family to come in your life. Then it's not very painful if you are mentally prepared. It's 10 days of taking the injections. I see nowadays the girls are taking, look at her beautiful, what you call this, tattoo. Don't you think so? It's a pins which are going, and there must be.
Pain.
So 20 minutes you must be holding your breath. So it is 2 minutes every day, 10 days taking injection.
She's put it so well, this thing, that beautiful tattoo, and I was like, oh yeah, makes sense actually, the best way.
I don't think the needles is the painful part. I think it's the hormonal changes that some girls go through,
No way.
and that is what probably she's
So
heard about.
I mean, we'll go through these hormonal changes even when we're pregnant, right?
Yeah.
No,
correct,
even
yeah.
every menstrual day.
Yeah.
Just before
Life
the
is
menses,
hormonal.
7-8 days before the menses, we call it as a premenstrual syndrome.
Yeah.
There are chances that the lady becomes cranky, depression.
Oh my God, ask about it. What happens?
It's
So
good,
this
right?
is
We can just
common.
blame it on PMS and just
Yeah.
But we don't like
Advantage.
guys blaming it on PMS. You know, when you're in a relationship and somebody's like, oh, tera mood kharab hai because you're PMSing, I'll be like, I'll hit you even more if you
telling milk it. You should just milk it. Say yes, yes, it is. Now get me chocolates or something like that.
Even I would use it in my favor.
I will use it in my favor. Yeah.
Maybe it's coming. Might come after 5 days, but I think it's coming.
Might come after 10 days also, but no, हाँ हो रहा है, कुछ तो हो रहा है.
So ultimately, IVF do have economical, emotional, and physical turbulence. But if you are determined, yes, I want to do my career, I want to freeze my egg, I want to become a mother in future.
I do plan to freeze my eggs.
You want to have
Yes,
kids?
yes. I do. I wanted to have 3. That's why I got married accordingly.
Oh, same
and
here.
as per-
Even I wanted to have 3 at
Yeah,
one point
as
in
per
my
my
life.
plan, my life is going perfect.
Yeah, because we are 3 siblings, so you know.
I don't have no siblings, so I wanted my own wolf pack, but then everything's just gone jamela.
But do you think you can manage 3 kids with all that
I don't
thing?
know. It depends now if I get a good partner, not somebody who's like depending on me and who I have to mother. And I want a partner for it. So maybe
Yeah,
if
somebody
I
who
do
can
get a
be
good
like-
partner, at least 1 or 2, yes, because I've been the only child and I really want to have like 2, 3 kids. So then they are like a gang of them.
So freeze your eggs. When you, my advice to all the girls, start doing your AMH. AMH.
Yeah.
That's a blood test which can indirectly tells you, but do it from a good sensitive lab and not from a random labs.
Yeah.
Very important because you will be wrongly then guided. If your AMH is adequate, you have a time to breathe in.
What's the least it can be?
No, see, least is menopause, below 1. But try to do when your AMH is like 3,
Right.
2.5 to 3. So you have abundant eggs with you. Also freeze out into the lab which are well tested, which
Yeah.
are doing it for decades, because you may be freezing for 5 years.
Yeah.
So whether they have such backup facilities, you know, it's not that you have frozen and you have forgotten, no.
Also trustworthy. Like what if they just lose it and then they put something else? That would be my worry. Like that would be my worry.
That's why we are not there.
Yeah.
If you would have been there, I'm sure.
But who hurt us to not trust people at all?
No. Don't do that, girls. Don't do that.
Trust issue. This generation has so much trust issues in general. So imagine.
But see how many years
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
See that they are established, they have technologies, and they have a trend people there. I'm really suggesting everyone.
100%. Ma'am, we're all coming to you. You're going to get 4 phone calls. Hello, ma'am.
But yeah, Sakshi, you tell me, do you want to have kids?
I want to have kids. I love kids, but I've not thought about like I don't know what my life is going to be 5 years down the lane. So I've not thought about it right now. Like it depends on where I am in my career or financially and mentally, everything. Yeah,
So like
but
she
I love
just said,
kids.
your 20s is when you should freeze your eggs. So.
In 30s.
No, she said 30s it becomes okay, but yeah, at least.
Yeah, I'll think
You
about
want
it.
your career, everything, but don't think that marriage will bring a full stop to it. So have right things at right time also in life. One life, you want to enjoy your profession. At the same time, after marriage, enjoy the married life also. You have someone 24/7 to share your thoughts, to give you, suggestions, to just have a fun with you, just to
friend
go for a
forever.
vacation, friend forever. It's equally important. It's a beautiful thing.
100%, and I don't think a lot of
And-
girls stop also. I think even I was lucky that way. I didn't have to stop anything even though I got married. I think,
The key is to finding the right
Yeah,
partner,
it's-
honestly, because in the whole arranged marriage journey, I'm sure even you go through it. I was asked almost by every guy that I met, like, what are you going to do with your work, if we get married? So at one point, I was like, why, what are you planning to do with your work if we get married, like, what kind of a question is that? So that find the right person so that you don't have to stop your life and your identity and be you. Exactly. Yes.
But as age advances, it's not only the eggs, the uterus, the organ in which the baby is growing, that also get affected. It gets fibroids, endometriosis, so many. Otherwise, these pathologies would have been. No, don't
go
stress.
for freezing when you're stressed. It doesn't work.
So getting a knowledge is not a stress. Understanding, accepting, and moving ahead in life. I want you to, really, yeah. I enjoyed my married life. Our profession is very tough.
But I love the clarity that your generation has in general, because what happens is, if you go like to her generation, like, and to us also, now we have situationships, we have such weird complicated things in relationships, like pehle
There are no commitments.
there is
in
no
this.
commitment. I mean, kya chal raha hai?
Don't follow the Western world, yeah.
But तुम्हारे time,
I think it depends on individual. Like if I'm in love, I'm in love. That's what matters
but do
to
you
me.
get people सामने who understand this concept of
You
old
know
school
the-
love?
the problem
Yeah, long lasting
Yeah.
love, जो समझ पाए. Old
the
school
problem
love.
right now is I think you have a lot of options easily available. So
Yeah.
people
Is that
like
a problem? Yeah.
This
It is
online
a
dating
problem,
has
according to
ruined
me.
the romance
Yeah.
part of it, right? Yeah.
So do you think like apps like Bumble and Tinder has sort of created?
I don't think they've eased the process. I think they've complicated the process.
complicated the process.
Yeah.
You feel that?
Because I think it's very firstly you judge basically you judge mostly on the photos, and I think that's a turn off because I am not sure I'll get attracted to the personality more. Like if so I feel like just judging based on the photos is a turn off for me.
Yeah.
And also I think it's very easily available. Like you can swipe 3-4 people in 1 week and you can meet them. So I don't think it's right.
I'll be very honest. So for me, I haven't experienced arranged marriage, right? And I find Bumble a little bit like an arranged marriage. to
Have you
me.
gone on any dates from Bumble?
Yeah, I've gone on a car, and I felt like I was just meeting someone. It was more like,
It's organic.
you know, yeah, very like, yeah. I found it more like, I told my friends, क्या यार app पे, you know, मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा. I like, you know, meeting someone old school style. But then eventually after swiping a couple, and then I went for a date or two, and I realized ये तो बहुत arranged marriage feeling दे रहा है. Like, you know, sitting across, having a coffee. Otherwise, you're meeting someone at a club, the vibe is different, you know, you're like all, and then suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, coffee, of course, yeah, let's go for coffee. And then, you know, talking about each other's interests, and of course your profile can say that you want something casual or you're looking for a relationship, so you automatically swipe with such people. So I found it more like an arranged marriage thing, like a shadi.com, but like
I couldn't
Like
do the
an
apps.
app.
Even I couldn't do it.
I really tried this year and last year
That's
actually.
amazing.
20.
It's nice to like try and put yourself out there.
And
yeah.
it was
I
like I
can't
met
get
really
myself to
good
do
guys,
that.
better than these guys I meet in the club. Like, you know, just
Yeah.
after 2-3 drinks, everyone feels like amazing,
And
right?
give it
then
3-4 years,
everyone's
you
a
stop
model,
going to
everyone's an
clubs.
actor, everyone's an entrepreneur, and I'm just like, oh, let's have a shot together, and then everyone feels attractive. But then suddenly on the app, I felt like I was meeting much better guys, you know, with better careers, more substantial stuff to talk about with, and go for coffee dates. And I was like, I kind of like this better, like, you know.
I think for me it was like to shift that mindset of putting myself out there, as you said, because you can get scared. It's being vulnerable. It's putting. So I think I wasn't okay with that.
I think
And,
it's more tough after a breakup. Like if you're trying to move on, then it's very difficult because the thought of meeting random people is also quite scary. I'm an introvert, so I feel like, yeah, it's scarier for me like meeting random people. But with time, I guess you get comfortable. But I think so, like I said before, there are many options easily available if you want to move on, whatever you want. Like people are very open about what they want. Like she said, there are also people who mention that they want casual relationships. So it's very easy to get a casual relationship. And I think that has ruined the idea of
The
relationship.
the old
Yeah.
school things.
The,
Yeah.
the weirdest messages that you get sometimes, like, you're okay with casual stuff, right? And I'm like, swipe left. Like, you know, of course, they're very open. I kind of like that also because it's, you're not wasting my time. You know, वो दिखा रहा है कि मैं ऐसा हूँ, अभी, you know, तुम decide.
But do you think that girls sometimes, you know, can get in that whole mindset of to be accepted? They also like, yeah, even I'm okay with casual. Let us just do this and see where it goes,
You
with the
know
hope
what?
of it going ahead.
I'm sitting in my cabin and
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story why I don't know whether I should tell. My son, on 11th standard, I have sent him outside for a study. I used to sit at Pune Hospital, Deccan, for consulting, and second was at Ruby Hall. From there, I used to get the SP College and Ferguson College and Symbiosis Girl, and on that side, the Wadia College girls. Oh my God, at such a young age, what you are saying,
Yeah.
casual relationship, becoming pregnant, coming for abortion, scary, was scary, and even it is today. So again on this platform, I will say, girls, please have protected sex and have a safe sex. It's
Yeah.
very important. They don't understand, then they get diseases, and then they are. Repeated
Yeah.
miscarriages are not good. Repeated abortions are not good. So safe abortion also is equally important.
Of course, this app thing also, like a lot of people are using it casually. Of course, I'm not saying that these apps are good for that. Like for me, in my case, it was more like meeting boys on coffee and, you know, having healthy discussions and meeting guys other than clubs and parties and weddings. I was actually meeting guys like-minded, like who I could actually have conversations with. But again, if you're, I think the app Tinder is something that you just use to, you know, like bang bang and whatever. So of course that is not right. I mean, like she said, diseases. Somebody could get you pregnant, you wouldn't even know, and he's just like woof, gone away because he wanted casual and you wanted casual. So of course I'm never promoting that or saying that that's something that is normal. But yes, these apps are kind of okay when it comes to someone my age who's out of a marriage. It's kind of nice to meet some guys
You
who
know better now, so that's fine. Yeah, but
so
for
I
the
can
younger
filter
girl,
much better.
yeah.
For the younger crowd,
Yeah, because I feel they're very afraid of being the romantic that inherently they are. Like girls generally want the big love, you know, the grandness of it.
At least in their 20s.
In their
early
20s, then they become smarter. But but you know, at that age, just so that okay, because you want that person to like you, maybe you can like do things that you don't want to. And I think that is something that, you know, any girl listening to this, take that message away. Don't do things for people if you don't want to do it. If you want to go for it, like, you know, fine. But that's...
So recently there is this whole viral video which has gone. It's on mansplaining. Have you guys faced it? Because it's Women's Day.
what is this mansplaining?
It's so annoying when guys do that. Mansplaining is when they're trying to teach you things, assuming that you don't know anything, you're dumb, and they try to explain you the whole thing again and again. It's really annoying, it gets on my nerves because I've been in content creation for years. But every guy I meet, he'll try to explain me how the content works, and it's so annoying. I'm like, I know it.
So it happened recently to a girl, like she was a golf player.
Professional
golf player.
Yeah, she's an athlete.
She's an athlete. And she was just practicing golf. This guy who saw her and he's like, you're not doing it right. And she's actually an athlete who plays. And
Or
she
just
actually
always
was
constantly correcting them and telling them.
Yeah, so
oh,
that's
okay.
mansplaining. Have you been through something
I
like
think
that?
I don't
women
pay much
also do that, no?
Somebody dare do that to me.
I don't pay much attention, but
Women
I really, you know, really wish that like women had like half the confidence that average men generally have. Like, you know, कि, हाँ, खुद confident बनो. Like, you know, I think that is where men will not want to maybe mansplain
Yeah.
you.
Or just, I think, just ignore it because even in that video, the girl just ignores it.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, true. But I like the fact that, you know, women, I think उनके पास सब कुछ है, but sometimes they lack the confidence to sort of put it up, and nobody's told them that you can talk about these things and you can voice your opinion about these things.
No, actually, there is a very beautiful book called what is it? Oh my God, I'm forgetting the name of the book. But it's a well-researched book which talks about how women over the years, through even research, they've been ignored. And in that, there is this thing about like brilliance bias. So even if a man is saying something, immediately you are going to be like, हाँ ये तो
ये बराबर ही है. हाँ, ये होता है. ये तो, yeah, this
But if the
happens.
woman is saying the same thing, they will want to question it and you know, ask someone else if whatever he or she is saying is the right thing. So like, you know, over a period of years, this has been instilled in all of us. Like even sometimes, you know, sometimes even we may do it to another woman. So maybe
Actually, what
we can
happens,
do is
you
be
know, the
mindful.
men are supposed to be well traveled, well read, and
Yeah.
that's why having a good knowledge about everything is a misconception which is changing.
Invisible Women is the name of the book, sorry.
Invisible women. And
Invisible
what's the
women.
term called?
Brilliance bias.
Brilliance
Earlier
bias.
in schools, father, the leader of the family. That's what we were taught, na? Like women have always been suppressed. Like father, leader of the family, the one who goes out and brings food, mother cooks. That's what we were taught anyways. So.
And I think unknowingly even we do it to the other women. As she said, we don't realize, but yeah, we pass on, and we also might have that patriarchal thinking because it's just so inbuilt that we don't know. It just happens.
But you know, I always find women work way harder. They are smarter. Because they want to prove themselves. बहुत अच्छा काम करते
Whether
हैं.
prove or not, it is inbuilt nature. We don't want to prove anyone, but we just love to do multitasking. That's our
They're
nature.
capable. बहुत ज़्यादा
We want to
capable
be
होती है.
perfect,
Yeah.
perfectionist. We want to be achiever. We want to be always appreciated, whether
Yeah.
it is your brain or beauty. So, I think appreciation is a thing. Men
So cute,
are-
we want to be loved.
We want to be loved, we want to be appreciated.
We want to be
want
pampered
everything.
and loved. I love that feminine side of myself. So.
Okay, amazing. This was a beautiful conversation, and I want to know before we sort of end this episode, what is that one dating or relationship advice? So we start from you because you're the youngest out here.
Okay. I think before dating, like we have to be more secure with ourselves. We have to work on ourselves because I was in a relationship and I was emotionally dependent on the person. But right now, I feel like I've worked through those the points where I was lacking. Like I think it's good to be emotionally dependent, but not completely dependent on the person. Like you're constantly asking for attention. I think you have to be complete in yourself first, and then the love you find will work out. I think so.
Cute. I think there are these red flags that you see in the beginning, and because you're in love, you kind of ignore it, but deep down वो धक धक feeling होती है कि यार ये नहीं ठीक होगा, like ये बाद में problem देगा, but ठीक है अभी के लिए चल जाएगा, we'll be fine. But that's what's gonna come and bite you back in your ass so badly. So don't ignore these things. Like if you find somebody's habit, say you're catching them constantly lie, or you don't like their drinking habit or their smoking habit, but you're like नहीं, after some time I'll change it, adjust हो जाएगा, वो कभी नहीं होगा. If that's something that's sticking you today, that's your nature. It's not them, it's your nature. It's sticking you today. Don't ignore it. Like make sure you just distance yourself as soon as possible, because that's going to come and bite you back. So whatever gives you that extra धक धक feeling कि ये नहीं कुछ गड़बड़, लेकिन चलो शादी हो रही है कर लेते, मत करना, ये बहुत गलत है. Like I think you should listen to that inner gut feeling. And I think women, we have that instinct, you know, so don't ignore it.
I recently went through something similar, so where I sort of ignored the gut feeling and I was trying to give someone a chance.
Yeah, sometimes you
and
feel...
then you're like, no, like I should have just listened to it in the first go.
Because sometimes you feel so in love and you feel so good about that person, but the thing is there in the back and you can feel it, but you just ignore it because of that love you're feeling, or maybe that situation you are in, or whatever it is, but don't ignore it because that's going to come and bite you back. Like,
Absolutely. I think they said it beautifully, but Ayn Rand also said it very well. If you want to say I love you to someone, define the I really well before you do that, because only then will you know what part of you is loving that person. And that part of you, is it a healed part or a not healed part? It completely, like, you know, depends on what kind of a partner you choose. So that is something which is a lot of self-work, but yeah, it's worth it, do it.
I think these, you all are talking about finding future. I would like to say how to maintain your relationship for decades.
Perfect.
And for and
like
for
तुम
that,
बच्चे हो.
what you need is unconditional love, zero expectations, and love, respect the person. It is give respect. We expect the respect, then learn to give the respect, number one. Second thing is, no human being is perfect. The mind mein your flowery picture is, oh, he should be hero.
Yeah.
He should be like Amitabh, he should be like Akshay, he should be dikhne mein Salman and intelligence mein Shah Rukh. See, listen.
chahiye.
one big no, be it your generation, our generation.
Cheating.
One thing.
Cheating. Absolutely don't accept cheating.
Yeah.
Honesty is the foundation of a relationship.
Yeah. Cheating
Don't accept cheating absolutely to any girl who is dependent or not dependent. Even if she's dependent, she's housewife, she has so many skills, she can come out and be financially.
Also,
but don't
I
allow
think
cheating.
violence and
Second is
abuse.
violence.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
any
for me,
kind
my
of
priority is
disrespect,
violence.
right? I think
coming
any
to-
kind of disrespect is
I'm
something.
coming to it. Second is violence. We in our federation have violence against women. But I think it's so important to accept this, because violence against women is in all strata of the society.
Absolutely, it's everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere on across the globe. So don't accept the violence. That's the second most thing. And don't accept no respect to you. You may be just a housewife, but you should be respected.
I think whenever you're in a relationship and if you start to sort of lose the essence of who you are, I think that's a very big cue. If it's driving you crazy, if your mental peace is at stake, it's a cue. And I think so many people, even if being in that state, they're like, मैं सब fix कर दूँगी, मैं ये संभाल लूँगी. It's just such a big, it's a lie you're telling yourself. Because
I see women do that and they feel like, nahi, this is family, this is how
because
it will be.
बोला गया है ना that for a woman everything is possible. So we also, it's like a failure to leave a relationship can seem like a failure. So women don't take it up very easily. It's such a big step to take a step back for us because we are always taught to go do it. We can kill it.
We don't give up easily.
We don't give up easily.
We try to fix things. We give a lot of chances. I feel like,
Okay, I think we have so much to discuss out here, but we'll have to end this episode out here. It was truly inspirational and beautiful to talk to you ladies out here. Happy Women's Day to every woman who's watching this show. Share this episode with your friends and family if you love it. And till then, keep rising and embracing in love. And don't forget, I roar you.